Hi, it's Brett Elliott and welcome back to part 6 in the series Ultimate Energy Healing. Today we're going to be talking about connecting, and that is connecting with healing energy. We've talked a lot about this healing energy in the last few videos. We've talked about how to get outside of our bubble and our ego and rise above ourselves and our identity in order to become connected with that healing energy. And we've also talked about the energy flow, the energy exchange, how that energy moves unconditionally in one way. We've also talked about resonating with or tuning in. So these are all part and parcel of connecting with healing energy. But today I wanted just to give you a little bit more of an insight into how to really connect with that energy. Alright, so today I'm going to use another analogy for explaining healing energy. You'll be very familiar with these little analogies by now. And this one is the switch. So here's an example of what happens when a switch is used. This is the switch when it's off. And a great example to think about a switch like this would be a light switch. So when you flip that light switch on, the lights come on. And this is the switch when it's off. So there's a disconnect taking place. And so the lights are off in this situation. And here we have a switch that's been switched on, it comes down and connects and the electricity flows through. So I'm going to label these two switches. The one that's off, I'm going to label as false. And the one that's on, I'm going to label as true. Now these are two great words to use for this analogy when it comes to healing energy. When something's false, when it's not true, it's not real. It actually doesn't exist. You know, when something is incorrect or you're given false information or something that's not true, there's a disconnect. And there's a disconnect within us. And a common method that's used to test people for whether they have an affinity for a certain medicine or food is muscle testing. And it's kinesiology, it's called. And basically that means when you test somebody using a muscle, that muscle will go weak when something is not good for them. So when it disrupts their energy, there's a disconnect, there's an electrical disconnect in the person. And this happens with healing energy as well. So when we're told things that aren't true, when we believe those things, we disconnect ourselves from our own source of healing energy. On the other hand, when something is true, when it's real, and when it does exist, and when it does connect us to truth and life and light and healing energy and all those things, there's a connect, and we feel the energy coming through. So this is a great way to understand how to connect with healing energy. And it comes down to what I would call absolute truth. So absolute truth is what we need in order to connect with healing energy. Okay, so we've got healing energy, and we've talked a bit about this energy before. It comes down as a wave form, so it's electromagnetic in nature. And it's also warmth and light, but the way we feel it often is more of an electrical energy or an impulse that comes through our body, and it can be a warm, glowing light. So when something is false, or when something is not true, there ends up being no light beyond that point. And often that's in our mind, because we take on things or we believe things that aren't correct. And when that happens, no light continues on through the circuitry in the body. And we feel emptiness, we feel darkness, we feel hunger, we feel drained, we feel sad, depressed. All of those things happen when we start believing things that are false. On the other hand, when we get absolute truth, we get more and more and more light and energy in our bodies. And of course, that information affects our body's DNA, the signals and the information start to be clear, and the body begins to heal itself. Okay, so just to sum up, we've understood this principle probably by now, is what is the absolute truth? The absolute truth that will heal us. Now I think, and I believe, and I've come to know through my practice, that the most important absolute truth of all is love. And of course, this love is not just love for a family member or someone close to you, but it's love for all humanity. And as we spoke about earlier in the first videos, rising above our identity is the way to achieve this. So realizing that we're not born in a particular country with a particular language and culture which makes us different from all other human beings, but in fact we're born on a planet and we're a spiritual being that's living here temporarily in a physical body, and that in fact we are all the same on the inside, and that unconditional compassion and this forgiveness that we need to have for all human beings because of the struggle they're having on earth creates within us this absolute connection with healing energy. And so the more we understand that absolute unconditional love for all human beings, the more we connect with healing energy. And that includes ourselves. So no matter what's happened to us, no matter who's done what to us, we must forgive them, and we must have compassion for them, and we must also forgive ourselves and have compassion for ourselves. And in fact, those are the two most powerful characteristics of love and unconditional love. And that's the absolute truth. And once we achieve that, we connect with healing energy. So this goes above countries, it goes above religion, it goes above all belief systems that we might have. In fact, languages don't exist when it comes to healing energy. It's just pure, unconditional love without any boundaries. And when we can achieve that with ourselves and with those around us, then healing energy flows. Because that's the thing that connects us to it, that absolute truth. So I hope that's been helpful. And at this point, what we've done is we're halfway through the series, is we've made the strong connection with healing energy by understanding where it comes from, what it is, what the nature of it is, and how to connect with it. So in the videos to come, we're going to talk about how you can really work that energy through your body in a physical way, and how you can channel it through your body to get it to really help and heal what it is that needs to be healed. And then also towards the end, we'll talk about how we can also help others by using the same principle. So I hope that's been helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.